Hey, yeah, we got a beautiful day in Salvage, Texas. Haven't made a lot of progress, but it makes a nice little canoe stall. Old Big John's still waiting, and Rocky's coming back. Oh man, it's a beautiful day in Salvage, Texas. My swimming pool says just a little cool. With the highway in the background, you'd never know. Right there is I-10. Austin, if you go far enough that way. San Antonio, if you go far enough that way. And Houston that way, but not this way. This is Salvage, Texas. This is Rocky. Rocky is helping entertain us by going out and fetching out there on the water. Would you believe he does that even with 3 legs? Yeah, one of his legs is bad. So, watch. Take this. We take that. And we throw it way out there. And there goes Rocky. Oh boy, this is his life. Suffering and swimming. He loves it. He loves it. So out there is a big old island, 2 islands, one at the end of each of those, that fork you can barely see. And oh yeah, by the way, good morning and good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you're watching. Thanks for visiting Salvage, Texas. I'll hold this close because there's a little noise right now. But if you're not familiar, it took me a while. But I built all this during my 60s. I actually didn't start till almost halfway through. But this is known as Dragon's Lair because there's a big rock down there and a cave underneath it where the dragon lives under the water. Did you know dragons can live in underwater caves? Most people don't know that. The highway noise is backed away now. Look at how close we are to the water. So as it turns out, there's a lot of clay here, bentonite clay. And you can see how I've made it into ponds. And that's a retention pond to hold back a bunch of stuff that was here from the foundry at one time. So I created all this so the plants could then absorb it all and grow and turn all those heavy metals and things that used to go down to the river right over there. Yeah. Seems they let it all spill out. But I came along and found it all. So instead, now we have the clean water areas, all like this. That's like 20 foot deep. And then we have clay and stuff we've used to mix and cover up areas. And in areas like this where the water would normally have run off to the river uncontaminated, now it gets a chance to go ahead and be absorbed in plants and become green jungle and all sorts of other things. Animals can live here. A lot of things can live here. It's just that there was a lot of metal left and stuff in the ground. It wasn't safe for little kids to run around in barefoot. So I had to do something. Let's give you a view here again. All right. This is from the other end of the pond. In the distance, you can hear and see some highway. The idea behind putting up all this dirt was to create a huge highway and noise barrier. And this pond is the end of 4 miles of shoreline, about 3/4 of a mile just in that kayak bayou that goes all the way up into there. I dug all that out in the early days. That would be back in 2011, 12. So the way it works is that by capturing the water and being able to have it roll down these long waterfalls, it aerates it, makes it all life and everything along the way. We got a lot of plants growing and fish and birds and other creatures living here, beavers. So what happens is things like cattails, they grow up and they actually absorb all sorts of heavy metals and stuff out of the water. Let's see if we can coax him out of this ball. There we go. Let me have it. No, let me have it. Come on, come on. You want to show off? So the idea is if we go ahead and capture all the water that we have running through that and feed it to plants, and the plants actually love it and grow really healthy. The water, because I have it set up in a series of ponds, constantly is moving. There you go, see a big batch of Egyptian papyrus. And then you see a bunch of the cattails, and they come back to life again. So what happens is, the beavers come along and eat the cattails, roots. And then you leave the cattails floating on top. Eventually, a lot of those cattails will sink down to the bottom and reestablish root systems where you didn't eat all the root off of it. But also, they also seal the bottom of the ponds. And so there's a whole process that goes on. Here's where the pipe comes in. You can see a little pipe right there. And that comes from the very back of the property where the ponds start and then comes all the way through. Now, again, a great case for recycling. What happened there was that pipe was abandoned by Hubble Oil long ago. And when they abandoned it, Exxon actually had taken it over. And so right out there where that hits, there's a pipe that used to go all the way across the property, all the way out to the highway, and way down along far away where they had refineries and tanks. And it went back this way, all the way through the property. So what I did was check with Exxon, what is an abandoned pipeline? Is it full of trash? Whose pipeline is it? And they went, well, did you own the land? And I said, yeah. And they said, you got paperwork proof? And I said, I don't think I need it. Thank you very much. And so I proceeded to go ahead and dig up the pipeline. And see what goes through right here. There's a bunch of cattails growing. And then the beaver made another dam below. So we get a lot of water flow. He has a dam right up here in the woods. And he diverts off water down there and has another dam he built down there to make that. And he has his own system. It goes about 4 miles altogether, shoreline. And there's beaver houses and other things. Now in here we're going to have more houses. They can actually be stationed on the backside of this wall of dirt, which is much quieter. And so we have a spot over here for another house or two. Up there's the bathhouse. I took pictures of the bathhouse the other day. And then along here we can have watermelons. We've done very well with watermelons, various things growing, but we have to put some pots in there because there's a lot of clay in that, holds a lot of moisture, but on the other hand, doesn't have a lot of nutrient. The birds are getting ready to come through, winter's coming on. So we have a lot of birds that visit for winter. Now I have some of these trenches done, they're berms. They catch all the water and fill up and soak the water in. And so as the water goes through, and you can see over here, part of the stream, you see the water inside there really moving. If you look way inside there, see that water moving? Constant. You got air in the water. And so that flows through with pipes and then a drainage system. It keeps that water moving. And the way that happens again, I have a dam or two. Took a while to build them. First one I didn't know about 5 inches of rain in one night. That blew out. And then I didn't know about other issues. Eventually I built a good dam. It took me 3 of them. But here's one of the overflows. So the pipe comes through and brings the water out in there. You can see the water movement. And then all those cattails, these are the roots that go ahead and help take all the heavy metals or anything that was wrong with the soils. Now I dug up most of the contaminants in some of these areas, but it was 12 foot deep. For years, apparently they just pushed stuff out here. And out in the back of a foundry where they mixed up cast iron and cobalt, molybdenum, copper, a bunch of other things, and melted them together in really hot pots. And then they went ahead and cast them into what's called pigs or half pigs. And a pig is basically a very large half barrel of metal. And then that ends up going up to the machinists, and they end up chopping it up to make your gears and stuff. Now, push this, here you go. The ship of Salvage Dreams. I built that in 11 evenings. It's going to fall over soon as an art piece, 3 stories tall. And that's the bridge over untroubled waters. And there's the ark that sits on the water. And there's Rocky anxiously awaiting this to be thrown. Okay. This is your side entertainment. My alligator. So this is the pond where the beaver lives underneath the boat. That's our Gilligan's Island boat. And he actually has a house under there. And you can tell because he literally has all the boards put up. And he likes to keep it at a certain water level. So he controls the water levels of the ponds. Now this is just a decaying old boat. It's Beaver's boat. And he has a house under there. And you can see how he's cut all that bed wood like that and piled it all up. And he keeps that. It's his cool place. Now, it is immediately going to fall apart. It's made out of plywood. It's not meant to be a real good boat to last very long. But he has himself a house. And he's out here on this back island eating my darn good trees. For some reason, he likes my oak trees, which is bad. And he doesn't eat the ones I don't like, which is hackberries and the mesquites. Just eats the good trees. So we have a problem, Houston, as the saying goes. Now that tree over there is dead. You'd think he'd eat that, but he won't. And up on top of the hill, you can see where the ship of Salvage dreams is tilting, such as it is. So across this pond, which is pretty darn large, over there are some houses, a dump truck that needs servicing, and a few other things. But inside the pond, where you can't see, otters and fish, of course snakes and turtles. It goes all the way up into there. Now, that's low right now. It's about 5-6 inches low. You can tell by the bridge. See the bridge? That goes to the island. It's actually a peninsula. And the water ends up wrapping almost all the way around to the backside of Miracle Mountain. Yeah, we made that too. Been busy. Having a ball. Now, the next step is to free all this up. Because if I can free it up, not having debt on it, then I can have people come stay here. Some even have life estates. Elders with wisdom that can live here and enjoy a nice simple life of having gardens and food and stuff like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you what a beaver does. Look at that sucker. See that? That's beaver. Now it's healed, but he's still at it. And it's grown that much without him killing it. And it's not a particularly good tree, but it gives you an idea of how indiscriminate he is. Now the one next to it, look at that. He's eating it off. He takes the pieces back, and he uses the pieces about 3 foot lengths or so. And so that's his resource wood. And you can see where he's taking all these down and use that resource wood. Besides eating it, he's actually using it to build things with. He's gonna kill that tree though. So down here, you think you'd have enough wood. There's a whole woods down here. So what we want to do is we'll put a house over here. And then on this side, there's a nice little flat spot to make a cliff house. Right in here. And I say cliff, that goes down about 15 feet. And then it goes back over to that side. And this could all have stuff growing in it right here, and a house right here, sandwiched between the walls, the mounds. This is a really sweet little spot on the grotto. The grotto goes down pretty far, and when the water's up, you can actually bring a kayak all the way up to over there in that spot on the bottom. So, a couple tiny houses that could sit out and actually be cantilevered. So they sit out about that far and up into the trees where the grapes are at normally. And we could have another 2 houses, 3 houses, one over there by the water. And more people could be able to enjoy this, share it. All paid for, and the people who live here could take care of it, be the stewards, and show how an example like this can be used to teach others how to bring land back. Now, hard as it is to believe, and I hate to tell you this, but this house sits on literally 10, 12 feet of landfill from the industrial waste dump below me right here. You can dig in there and see shavings and filings from drills and stuff like that. Eventually this will all be filled in probably, and then they just kind of cover it over, and that's how we remediate it. We just make a big parking lot. And they seal it all up. This is where the goats go, and we separate them. And it's right behind the house, and it's right across from the pond. So on the back side of this dam, which you see on this side, that drops about 18 feet over there. And it won't blow out. We actually built it very well this time. And besides, there's another spot where if it should get high, it'll come out the backside over here and drain out that way. So the dam itself can't be cut out. And then there's also that overflow pipe that you saw, and it runs from there and constantly feeds water out. So while this may fluctuate up and down a foot, 2 feet to capture water during the heavy rains, it gradually leaks out and then it helps us keep the water flowing, and Dragon's Lair stays full, which is my favorite. And from there, it soaks into the ground and goes down many, many, many layers and filters out any of the impurities, and they go back into the water through the underground aquifer, and very little of anything in it makes it through, compared to Salt Lake, which is nearby, and that's actually from drilling rigs. In the old days, they threw away their mud that way. So back here, you see some houses, and these are houses that people actually own, other than me. The one in the distance right over there, that's actually the one that's available, that could be bought and lived in. Put a paint job on it, do a little bit of work on it. And then those two are actually owned by a couple of people up in Austin. They think about moving them up there. That one's being rented for the moment, briefly, for somebody who's moving from Oregon. And one by one, each of these houses could be homes for somebody to stay in for a long time. Oh, goody. Looks like our goats are out. Oh, we got Mama out here with the babies. Oh, my goodness. So we have goats. Can you believe that? We got new baby goats. Bah! Bah! I'm here. I'll get her. Look at that, right across from our place we stay at night. Hi, baby. Hi, Mama. Yeah. Let me get it. Okay. Good babies. Good babies. Yeah. Come on. So there's a lot of goats in here now. Look at this. Bah. Bah. So we need to be doing some things like deworming them and give them little snacks and food. Now this is Skinny Dip Pond. It's really full right now. The beaver has been doing his duty. What's that mean? Well, that means he's damming it up over there. And I'll go make some of that loosen up in a minute because it's a little high. I like that rock to be showing. Otherwise, he's getting so high that he's going to drown the roots of my giant tree. And we got chickens out here living, and goats, and the goats protect the chickens. Seem to be keeping the snakes away this year. These girls are doing so much better back here without a rooster. Oh my gosh. I need to bring my other chicks back here. This is incredible. They're all really healthy looking, aren't they? So this is water back here that the beaver's gotten really, really way too high. See over there? I've only got a couple feet, maybe 1.5 feet, and then that could spill over and fill the cave down below. He's trying to get it to go around that way, and if he does, it actually could fill in the cave. He's got a house over there right underneath. So what he's doing is he's trying to go ahead and bring the water level in his house up, and I don't want to do that, so we're about to go ahead and take all that out. We had 2 new babies over there, and then we had another new baby right over there. Look at that. And then those are the babies from that mama, and that's the mama of almost all the babies. Now the chickens, oh my goodness, they're doing so good. So one of the things I can do for the chickens, watch this. Is remove this. Here you go, babies. And watch. Let me expose a bunch of bugs. They can't get you otherwise. And they'll be happy campers. Look at everybody's curiosity. Is Daddy going to feed us? Okay, so what do you guys do for your day? So this is 20 minutes of a day out on Salvage, Texas. Somebody, if we leave, if I die, somebody's got to do this. They come out here. And right now, Angie helps. Trinity normally does this. And I'm not supposed to be out here doing this. I'm just cheating. Look at that. There's so many places out here so they don't fight with each other. And they still are. But what you do is you want to go ahead and at least give them a number of places to eat from. And then that way they won't get mad at each other. Oh, I see we got a little Joey over there. Oh, look at that. He's so cute. So cute. Oh. So anyway, I want you to go ahead and have a chance to experience this, because I would like to actually see some people, some good people, want to come up here and share in being able to have fresh eggs. And I'm not getting enough. I don't think we're out of season actually at the moment. And goodness, I want to go ahead and invite everybody to come out and enjoy, spend the night, see what it's like. I actually fished in there. We had one little boy, he caught 115 fish in one day. He was so happy. Now, none of them were keepers, admittedly. They're little tiny fish, but he was a happy boy. So we're back outside. Come on. I'm going to close the door. That's our little door for our goats. And then I'm going to go over here a second and let this water loose. And as I'm doing that, I'll let you guys go loose and wander around the world and find ways to go ahead and turn salvage. All this is salvage. All this metal was a fence around the yard. And they gave it to us in return for taking it down. This is some of the slag that's all around the property. And you can see it's just pieces like this, leftovers, always from all over the property. And this was slag. Here's my eggs I just retrieved. And here's the beaver's little doings. And you can see he has taken wood, everything he can, and he brings it over here and forms these little dams. Get it, Rocky. Good boy. Get it. Get it. Get it. Yeah. Pull it out there. Pull it out. I don't know how you got that board in there. That's crazy. Huh. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I'm going to destroy his little dam and release about 5 inches of water. See that? Isn't that crazy? And thank you guys for visiting. Come visit, enjoy it, walk through the woods, get away from the city. Think about it. Invest in it. Make it a part of your future. For your children's sake. If you got kids, I got kids. That one. I don't have any others. So, how about you tell your kids? Let's share. Love you. Thank you.